How is it going, you lovely lot? Welcome back to episode number 64 of Park to Prem here with Rugby Town. Today is the start of season 9. Today, we're in the championship. We want the playoffs. Is that a tad ambitious? Maybe a little bit. Of course, last episode, we finally got some transfers over the line, and after a pretty busy summer that involved selling some fairly sentimentally valuable players, we're back here with some new players I'm hoping are going to step up. Joel Jerdenak, our young Australian centre-back, and alongside him, Miyazawa, two players brought in to hopefully bolster a defence that last year was a little bit susceptible. And of course, it is an exciting time here at Rugby Town because we are trialling some adjustments to the tactical system going into this year. Faye is going to be, expected to score more goals this coming year. Last year, he did get 15 goals, which when you consider he's only 18, that's a pretty good return, considering actually was 17 for the entirety of the season. But yes, this guy needs to step up. Alongside him, of course, we have Ospina. I feel like these two players have the capabilities, doesn't mean they're going to do it this year, but they have the capabilities to fire us to the big time. Alongside those players we've already signed and the new tactic heading into this year, two players that are hopefully going to be joining us. Fabien Riviere, waiting on a work permit for him. We find out about that tomorrow. And another man who I think I've come around to the idea of signing is Diego Marino, signing him for not a small fee, to be fair. £4.7 million, but considering his potential, maybe his current ability, the fact that actually he's quite a good right back, I like this guy a lot. I was actually looking at him compared to Miyazawa, and I do feel like if the Japanese international doesn't hit the ground running, there's a pretty good argument to say that Diego could slot in, maybe a right back. Of course, whilst we've got some players joining us, Toby Hines potentially on his way out the building, no sell-on clause, which is a bit annoying, but £9 million for him from Brentford. That could be really, really nice. Today marks the beginning of a long, tough season. 2 matches coming your way. The first at home against Birmingham City. And then after that, we are taking on Oxford. Of course, an Oxford team that over the summer signed 2 of our players. Will Martin Ferreira be able to get some revenge on us? Will Jude Bell come back to bite me in the bottom? We are going to find out together. Let's run the intro and get right into things. Welcome back to Season 9 and happy Friday. I hope you guys are doing amazing. Since last episode, nothing's really happened. We're going to jump pretty much straight into things. Just a little reminder as well, board expectation for this coming year is a mid-table championship finish. If we look at our current season preview, it has us in 10th. I want to believe that with a few more signings, maybe we can climb up a little bit higher. Today's first opposition in Birmingham City are a team that we really should be beating. Their media prediction is to finish just outside the relegation zone. They've had a remarkably average last 20 years in the championship. They have never finished higher than 9th. They've also never been relegated. I mean, Birmingham City fans, would you settle for this in real life? I feel like that must be quite a miserable existence. Of course, there are some pretty big names in the Premier League this year. Bristol City, Bournemouth, and someone else I can't remember. Who did get relegated last year? It was Burnley. The 3 Bs. Yeah, Burnley are quite good, although they did sell over £100 million worth of players, so maybe we can finish ahead of them. Probably getting a bit ambitious there. So in terms of team news for this first game of the year, 2 players currently out. The first, Arbon, probably wouldn't have been in the first team anyway, but a shame that he is injured. Of course, he's out for 2 months. Elsewhere, João Victor is going to be missing the start of the season. The defensive midfielder, plenty of interest in him over the summer. Worth noting, his valuation has suddenly rocketed up. I've noticed this over the course of the last few seasons at rugby, since we've been in the championship. Player values at our team just seem to fluctuate crazily all the time. Apparently he's now worth 14 million. That's more like it. I think earlier on this pre-season he was valued at 5 million. He is more than a £5 million player. Toby Hines, who's on his way out the club, is not going to be on the bench for this game. I've decided to drop him. His head is in Brentford. That's fine. We're going to turn our eyes to the starting 11. Of course, 2 new players in the back line in Miyazawa and Jerdenak. Up in front of them, Bilardo, the youngster signed from Racing Santander. Big step up for him today. Big boots to fill, potentially. I feel like we've needed a Spanish playmaker ever since Guerrero left. I like the look of Bilardo a lot. Masters is going to play alongside him, moving up into the centre attack in mid-area, and Goma still at the club. No interest in him at the moment, so he's probably staying here for another year at the very least. And alongside him, a player who I am keen to give lots of minutes to this year, Suleimane Kamara. This guy, really, really exciting talent, loads of potential, just needs game time. And I feel like that applies to a lot of our team. Our board expectation for this year, of course, is to get mid-table. My personal aim is also to get mid-table. If we could push for the playoffs, amazingly. But as I discussed over the summer period, this year is about consolidation, playing young players, trying to develop them so that they are all ready for the step up to the Premier League in the next year or two. Okay, team submitted. It feels real now. The season is here. With 3 weeks to go of pre-season, I was dreading this because we weren't getting any signings done, but we've made some late reinforcements, had an okay pre-season by all accounts, and now it's time to try and build upon last year's 10th place finish. We've lost a couple of big players. We've made some really good money, it has to be said. Struggled to find places to reinvest it. We've still got a few fairly big signings still to come in. I don't think the team you see today is very much our final form for this year, but this is still a game we really should be winning. Of course, this is a battle of the Midlands. It is Rugby v Birmingham, one of those places slightly bigger than the other, but we are going to hope to cause an upset against the team based in England's second largest city. Ospina, Faye scores. This could be the beginning of a blossoming partnership. The Colombian picks out the Scotsman. They're doing a little dance together in the corner flag, and that's a good sign. Of course, we've lost our previous best striker in Oscar, a man who last year got 8 player of the matches in, 46 league games? He only played 38 of them. We are without him. He was our big player. I'm looking at these two youngsters thinking, please make the step up. My prayers are being answered at the moment. NDIA, still not sorted out his contract situation, but no one wants to bid on him either, so I don't know what we're doing. Bilardo, the young Spaniard, goes down in a heap. Masters, Ospina, back to goal. Back to Masters. We are piling on the pressure here. Of course, we have changed up the player roles in the defensive mid-area. I talked about this last episode. We need to experiment. We nearly had a second goal there. Sam shot whistles wide. I mean, so far, halfway through this first half, Birmingham City yet to have a shot on goal. They have had 56% of the ball, but it's just all in their own half. We are penning them back. However, having said all of that, they are on the attack here. Fink to Ebong in the midfield. He is going to switch over to Diatta. Birmingham getting in behind. Diatta shoots. Kinski dives. And in the end, a save was not required. Disappointing effort by them, but just a little reminder. Might be dominating a game. We are a team that like to get countered. 10 minutes left of this half. It has been one-way traffic with the exception of that one chance that we just witnessed. And as the time evaporates in the top left, I'm beginning to think it's just going to remain 1-0 at the break. Indeed it is. Not a bad performance, but we slowed down having got our noses ahead. And with that in mind, I'm getting shouty. Ngoma on a booking, I don't like. Is it too early to bring on someone like Colke? Is it? I don't think it is. Murphy and Ngoma, off you come. Colke, on you come. Of course, we have an abundance of attacking midfield talent. Jaeger, the young German, he was out on loan last year. He is also a player who could definitely slot in for Ngoma if we wanted to make a similar kind of change to this one. Colke, battling away off the bench in the corner. Bilardo, really getting involved in the play. Gives it to Sam Faye. His shot is saved for a corner. The second half begins how the first half ended. We are finding our way through. We are creating chances. Ospina, can you give us a killer ball into the box? Gasperi lurking away. Last year, he got 10 goals, the Italian at centre-back. That's going to be a tall order to repeat this year, you'd imagine. Our played in this game. I was about to make some changes. We'll hold our hands away from the keyboard and mouse and let this play out. Colke, ball whipped in. NDIA, back to goal, goes all the way back to Miyazawa. That is not the best ball, is it? To the Japanese right back. He has been left in a horrific situation to deal with there, but the good news is he is up to the task. Gasperi, Masters, of course, slotted into the defensive midfielder position. The former amateur footballer. He was an amateur footballer to the age of 20 playing in Portugal, Masters. I want to believe that one day he will make it in the Ireland national team, as Sam Faye is played in behind. There are options queuing up in the middle. Plays it back. NDIA. Bilardo. This has been our long highlight. Bilardo, the young former Racing man. I was anticipating him to score a banger there. He's instead tackled, but Jedinak has the ball for us. This is, where are we going here, Football Manager? We've had one hell of an adventure, and that adventure is going to end with Sam Faye bagging his second of the game and his second of the season. I did criticise him a little bit, didn't I? I didn't really directly criticise him, but I did say, he's only got 15 goals last year, but we're going to try and make him work as a striker. We're finishing like this. Maybe I'm a genius. It's 2 for the year for him. I feel calm all of a sudden. Just because I feel calm, though, doesn't mean I'm not going to change things up. I'm going to take off Kamara, and in fact, you know what? I'm going to give Jaeger a chance to show us what he's all about. I love this guy. We signed him. How much was it? For free. Yeah, I forgot we signed him for free. Played a couple of games for us in League 2. He's been out on loan for his development. Was recently granted a work permit. We're going to bring him in. Defensively, Miyazawa's not exactly had the best of games. I'm going to bring in Martinez. The Chilean, I feel like, can offer some good competition competition at right wing back. A player who I'm actually considering training at left back just to make him kind of the utility fullback. I feel like in every team you need that guy who can play left back and right back. Martinez could be that guy for us, but I'm going to let him have a chance here to stake his claim to be a right back that we call upon regularly this year. NDIA, Gasperi, a third goal would be nice here, wouldn't it? Bellardo, all the way over to Martinez. Speaking of the devil, what can he... He runs straight into their left back. Bellardo, though, actively involved again. Is it just me, or has Bellardo been involved in absolutely everything in this game? Martinez, what are you doing? I hate Martinez. I think I've decided I love him. Great tackle, Jaeger. What can you do? Plays it through to Ospina. The sooner the Colombian gets his first goal, the better for his nerves. We have a penalty. Sam Faye's going to have a chance for the hat-trick. A bong trips up Martinez, and now Sam, with a chance to score... a hat-trick. I don't think it's his first senior hat-trick, but what a way to start the season. He's come through our academy, there's some big boots to fill in the final third. Maybe his feet are big enough. It's a third for him, a third for us. That's game over. Bellardo playing it forward to Jaeger, Masters, Colke. This is lovely build-up play. Wide to Martinez. We are tearing them a new one. I want a fourth. Martinez, where are you going? He's hit the woodwork. Colke shoots his rebounds in. I think he's onside here. He is onside. It's 4. Martinez, he's sometimes very good. He's sometimes very not good. I want to swear, but, you know, monetization and all that. Colke gets the rebound. Oh, 4-0. 4-0. What a start. Bellardo, by the way, is on an 8.5 rating. I don't want to big him up too much. We might have found the new Messiah. And by Messiah, I just mean the new Guerrero. I still think of him as a godlike figure. This has been as one-sided a game as you're going to see. Birmingham City, 0 shots on target. We are continuing to just be relentless going forward. I'm looking at the team. The defence is a scene of grey ratings. And we're going to keep a clean sheet for the first game of the... If they score now. If they score... We're going to keep a clean sheet for the first game of the season. I always believed in us. Probably a little bit premature to get too carried away, but we are bloody top of the league. Now, our upcoming game is a Carabao Cup game against Lincoln City. They've actually just been promoted to the Championship. A good team in their own right, Lincoln City, but a team who aren't the most sexiest of ties. We're not really that bothered about the Carabao Cup, so we're not going to worry about that game for the sake of today's episode. Instead, I'm going to come back next weekend. An away day to Oxford awaits. It's a big game for us, taking on some of our former players, hoping we can make it 2 wins in 2. I'd like everyone to say hello, bonjour, to our new French friend, Fabien River. He is here, new record transfer, work permit granted. £6 million to this guy, not the cheapest deal by any means, and also, given how well Bellardo just started the year, it does throw a bit of a spanner in the works, because this guy had a really good first game of the year, but obviously Zhao is out at the moment, so we're without our kind of go-to defensive midfielder, and actually, I feel like Bellardo and Riviere can play alongside one another because Fabien is so good defensively. You know, as far as defensive midfielders go, look, he's not perfect by any means, but actually as an immediate backup, I like this guy a lot in this position. Normally, I think he will start alongside João Victor, but Bellardo should still get plenty of minutes. In some other good news as well, I have opted to sign Diego. I wasn't 100% sure if I was going to go through with this one, but ultimately, I think for £4.7 million, we've got the money to spend. He offers us something quite nice, a really good backup right back, a really good backup centre back, 21 years old with room to grow. Obviously, I don't love the fact he's got this minimum release clause of £23 million, but ultimately, if we got £23 million for him, I'd be pretty happy. You'll note on the finances screen, our bank balance is still really healthy. £45 million. Of course, we've got the new training facilities coming in, a stadium expansion at the end of the year. That money was bolstered somewhat by the departure of Toby Hines. Yes, this guy has left the building to go to Brentford. He didn't want to be here. He was skipping training. Maybe regret not trying to weasel in a sell-on clause, but ultimately, for a guy we brought in for £500,000, who I think would have been a squad player at best this year, I'm pretty happy with the money we've got. Midweek as well, we did manage to get a nice healthy win with a rotated team against Lincoln City. Marino and also Fabien did both start this game, wanted to get them up to speed, and well, they were very much up to speed. You can see here a sea of good performances, nice variety in the goal scorers. Man of the match in the end went to Colke, who got 2 assists and a goal for a 10.0 rating. He got a goal off the bench last game. This Bolivian bloke's quite good, isn't he? Of course, it's still very early days in the season, but a win against Oxford would be very, very nice. They've not had a good start to the year. They've got some of our former players that we're going to have to take down when we play them. Before all of that, though, we are going to do the away day. So today we are taking on Oxford United. Now, we did do an Oxford away day last year. That, however, was Oxford City. Completely different. If I'm not mistaken, we really struggled to find Oxford City's ground. I'm expecting Oxford United's ground to be easier to find. I love the fact that I talk about Oxford City's ground being difficult to find. It's literally one of the biggest labels on the map. I swear it wasn't like that last year. Now, today we are heading to the Kassam Stadium. That is their current stadium that Oxford United use. It is, however, worth noting in our universe, they have moved stadiums. Here is their ground. They've got a car park at one end. Yeah, they literal car park behind a ground. I mean, it's good car parking, isn't it? This might be the best away day ever for me. Here is the outside of the football stadium. This bit here doesn't really look like a football ground, but I can confirm we are in the right place. I'm just going for a tour around the car park whilst also drinking in the fact there's just no stadium behind the goal. Of course, this isn't like a unique thing for there not to be a stand behind a goal. This does happen occasionally. I know at one point, I think Boston United only had 2 stands on their stadium. I'd even spot there's more car parking on the right-hand side. This might be the best car park ever. I bet it's some kind of protected car park. That's why they can't build the 4th stand. Okay, I mean, I'll tell you what, the Google Street View van had a lovely time going around the edge, didn't it? There is only one dot in the stadium, and I'll tell you what, it's drone footage, and immediately it points me where I want to look. I bloody love car parks. I feel like I should explain for the people who wonder what is the obsession with car parks. I feel like they are the one constant when you go from the ultimate non-league stadium to the top stadium in the world, and therefore they are one of the few metrics that we can use to measure everything on. All I'm saying now is Oxford might have a peak car park. Also, they've got a View Cinema and a Hollywood Bowl across the car. It's going to be a big score today. Now, in terms of the actual stadium itself, I actually quite like it. I mean, it's not like a super grand stadium, but it's characterful, you know? And we love the fact it's not symmetrical. I kind of like the fact it doesn't have corners as well. It just feels old school. I will say, I think you are going to need a few more seats in the dugout. You know, we're allowed 9 subs at our level now, or is it 7? Is 9? Is it 9? 9 or 6? However many subs we're allowed at our current level, they're not all fitting on that bench. That is, of course, alongside our staff and stuff. We have quite a lot of coaches I want to have sat down next to me. I noticed they had the Hollywood Bowl and the View Cinema across the road. There's also laser combat, an escape room, and a Frankie and Benny's. If you need to get your car washed, there's JJ's Car Wash. And there's even a Holiday Inn on the corner. You know, they've not done what Norwich City did and put a hotel in the ground. They've done the sensible thing. They've built it next door. And look at this, there's even a nice little park. Can we look at the park? It's through there. There is a nice park to the other side of that bush. Also, look at this. It just looks pretty. Great green car park as well. Everything about this I love. Also, who is this? What are they doing here? Who knows? We will never find out. Okay, the Kassam Stadium, from a footballing point of view, may be lacking slightly in terms of footage on match days, but there's a car park where there should be a stand. They've got laser tag. They've got an escape room. They've got a car park. They've got one of the best car parks I've ever seen. The car wash as well. The skate park on the side. It's all too much for me. 8 out of 10. Okay, now that I've had that emotional overload, we do actually have to play a game of Football Manager. We are away for this game. I still expect to win. Now, in terms of team news, making a couple of changes from the previous game. Firstly, Fabian is going to come in and play as the defensive midfielder, and elsewhere, Kolke is going to come in for Kamara. Wasn't amazing on the first game of the year. Kolke looked good midweek with his man of the match performance. He's earned the right to start this game. Okay, let's get into this one. Let's get ready to rumble. I didn't check. Are Oxford using our former players? There's no Soonsup Bell on the pitch. There's no Ferreira on the pitch. They're not even using the 2 players they signed from me for over £8 million combined. Okay, well, 15 minutes into this game, it's not exactly been the liveliest of starts. Ballardo and Ngoma both on bookings. Nobody liked that. It might be early for this. I'm getting shouty. It's time to demand more. We need something to happen, please. There's been 1 shot on target in the first half an hour. Okay, is something about to emerge here? Maybe I've just manifested that with my backhanded comment. There's 10 minutes left of the half. Ballardo's trying to make magic happen, gives it to NDIA. There are players queuing up in the middle. He goes down in a heap. A penalty is going to be given. And the man over that penalty, I think it's going to be Ngoma. It is going to be Ngoma. He's not been in good form in this game or really to start the year. Can he get his first goal of the year here? Of course he bloody can. It's 1-0. It's come from nothing. We will not complain. I'll be honest, I kind of forgot he scored midweek on off the bench, but that doesn't count. You know, Cup games, Carabao Cup, not real. Some people think it's a conspiracy theory, but the Carabao Cup, it's not a real trophy, everyone. Just like the energy drinks don't really exist. Ospina battling away there, loses the ball, but NDIA going to mop up the pieces. Fabienne to Ngoma. I feel like we've got some really good passers of the ball in our team. Ngoma, not a good dribbler of the ball though. We are quite good, aren't we, at running straight into the opposition teams. We have got a chance here though. Ngoma, Ospina, looking for his first league goal, gets his first league goal. Welcome to the club, my Colombian friend. If you told me, you know, Jack, what are the objectives, first episode of the season, it would have been 2 wins, both strikers to score, maybe a clean sheet. We've got all of those things minus the win. The win's not done yet, but we are 2 goals up here. We have a free kick from range. Bellardo is going to be the man over it. He came from Racing. Is he going to send our hearts racing with a third? No, Southwood tips it wide. Occasionally I have some really good golden moments of commentary. That Racing racing, that was not one of them, and neither was that corner. Okay, 2-0 up, look very good. They've not really done anything, but it does mean we could be on for another clean sheet. I shouldn't have mentioned it. I forgot about the curse that we had years ago where whenever I uttered the words clean sheet, we conceded. I've probably just done us for this second half. Coming up to an hour played here, Sam's not had the best of games today. I'm going to bring in Niele and see what he can do for us, given the fact he is very, very one-footed. I'm going to play him on the right-hand side. Ospina, we're going to play on the left-hand side. At least he's got a reasonable left foot. Elsewhere in the team, Miyazawa's not having the best of games, but I'm going to keep kind of persistent with him. Bellardo is on a booking. No one liked that. I'm going to bring in Masters, who had a good game on the first day of the season, to be fair. Gasperi is on a booking. Marino, I feel like this is your time to shine. Also, Jerdanak is left-footed, so we'll swap the centre-backs as well. Feels weird being able to bring on a £4.7 million player on off the bench. Maybe it's a sign that times are changing here. 20 minutes left. At this point, we just want to see out this result. A nice away win could be great. I feel like it has somewhat been gifted to us via that penalty, which kind of gave us a little bit of momentum to go on and get a second. I would love to get a third. I'd love to make it more convincing. Miyazawa, let's make something happen here. Marino, inside to Niele. The subs linking up nicely. He's going to go back to Marino. We're having a load of possession. It's really sexy. Is their end product? That is what I'm wondering. Kolke, Miyazawa, the Japanese right back on the overlap, looking for a first assist. Could it come here? Niele shoots. Of course it bloody can. It's 3-0. He's off the mark. Ricky D's reincarnation. Maybe. Let's not get carried away just yet. Miyazawa driving it low, but to be honest, from this situation, Niele still had a lot to do. The Swede hit it on the turn and makes it 3. I mean, could we make it 4? Miyazawa? Miyazawa, where are you going, Riviere? I wouldn't mind him getting an assist either, given the fact we spent £6 million on him. He whips it in and Ngoma heads it. It's 4-0 again. The commentator just mentioned it there. That is Ngoma's 50th league goal in Rugby Town colours. I feel like that deserves a round of applause or something. He's still on a part-time deal. He still turns up to 2 training sessions a week, whilst everyone else is on full-time deals. But I'll tell you what, he can still hang. He can still do it at this level. I don't want to get carried away here, but the thought of a 5th has been planted in my mind. Are we going to make it happen? Marino lays it wide to Jerdanak. NDIA, the left back, a little bit quiet to start the year. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe that will lead to him lowering his wage demands. Kind of have discussed all year how we might need to move him on. No one wants to make bids for him. No one wants to sign him. It's given me hope we can renew his deal. Oh my word. Ospina with an audacious effort. Sadly, hits the woodwork and just goes out for a goal kick. Thierry Small throws it to Clark on this near side for Oxford. Are they about to ruin the dream of 2 clean sheets? Yes, yeah, they are. 4-1, still good. Looking at things here, Ferreira and Soonsup Bell, not even brought on in this game, and probably with good reason. I can't imagine they wanted to come on here. It is a 4-1 win, and Ngoma with 2, locked in the Man of the Match award with an assist as well. It makes it 6 points from 2 games, 8 goals as well in those 2 games. I don't want to get carried away, because they are 2 teams predicted to finish near the bottom. It's as good a start as we could have hoped for. Murphy and Ngoma, you beautiful man. I will give you some praise. And now I'm just going to sit and stare at the league table where, after 2 games, we're top. Also, Sam Fay's top goal scorer, Pablo Torre, Hall of Famer, I feel like, here on the Work the Space YouTube channel. Former Racing man himself. Yeah, he's got 3 goals in 2 games for Cardiff. Always nice to see familiar faces. Anyway, the transfer window is still open for a further 3 weeks. And with the money we've got, don't be surprised to maybe see some new players coming in. If we can keep in this vein of form, I might be desperately looking for players to try and sign come the end of month to kind of really push us onwards and upwards towards a Premier League promotion push. Probably getting a bit carried away after 2 games, but let me dream. Great start for the new team and the minor adjustments we've made to the system. Let me know what you thought of things down in the comments below. We are back to start on Monday with what could be a deadline day special, or it could just be a nice, calm episode. Kind of hope it's the latter. I know you guys want it to be the former. Between now and next episode, I'm going to try and lock down NDIA into a new deal. Have a lovely weekend. I'll see you guys next time. Other than that, it's me, Jack. I'll talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.